Ex-cop Rosemary Ndlovu slapped with 6 life terms for killing partner. 5 relatives. Former police officer Rosemary Ndlovu has been sentenced to 6 life terms for orchestrating the murder of her partner, and 5 family members to claim insurance payouts from policies she had taken out for them. The South Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg, sitting in the Palm Ridge Magistrate's Court, sentenced Ndlovu on Friday the 5th of November 2021, following a morning of arguments in mitigation and aggravation of sentence. Judge Ramarumo Monama sentenced Ndlovu to life in prison for each of the 6 murder counts. Ndlovu was sentenced to an additional 5 years for defeating the ends of justice, and 10 years on each of the 4 counts of fraud. She was also sentenced to 10 years imprisonment for each count of incitement to commit murder, and 10 years for the attempted murder of her mother. Monama said Ndlovu was not remorseful and was manifestly involved in the killing of her own relatives, because their deaths meant money came her way. The accused monopolized the lives of her relatives. She saw them as a commodity. The lawlessness in which she carried out her criminality threatens the very existence of society. He added Ndlovu needed to be removed from society for a long time. In handing down the sentence, the court said these heinous crimes were committed while Ndlovu was a police officer who was meant to serve and protect. She acted in distinct contradiction of the expectation held for police officers. As soon as the sentence was handed down, Ndlovu's legal representative, Vincent Soko, asked the court for leave to appeal the conviction and sentence. He told the court another court would come to a different decision. The court dismissed the application as quickly as it was argued. In October, Ndlovu was convicted of the murder of her cousin, Madala Witness Homu, nephews Brilliant Mashego and Mayeni Mashaba, sister Audrey Ndlovu, niece Zanele Motha and boyfriend Maurice Mabasa. She was also found guilty of 4 counts of fraud, defeating the ends of justice, and 7 counts of incitement to commit murder, as well as the attempted murder of her mother, Maria Mashwana. Ndlovu pleaded not guilty to the crimes and maintained her innocence, despite the evidence against her. Before the sentencing, family members of the victims testified in aggravation of the sentence. Mashego's grandmother, Mashego, told the court her grandson had left behind a son who she must now raise, because his mother was not present in his life. What is of concern is this child. I am old now. What if I die? Who will look after this child? She asked. I was extremely pained by the death of Brilliant. This was a child who was my grandchild, but I regarded him as my own. Charlene said she could not forgive Ndlovu for what she did. As the court asked her further questions, she broke down. In mitigation of the sentence, Ndlovu told the court she was sorry, even though she maintained her innocence straight afterward. To all these families, I know they think that I am responsible, but that is not so. The truth is only known by God. However, be that as it may, I would like to ask them to forgive me, she said, before adding she accepted the court's decision. Ndlovu's killing spree began in 2012 and ended in 2018, when she was arrested after she was caught on tape planning the death of her mother, sister, and her sister's 5 children in Mpumalanga. Her motive was financial because she took out life insurance policies on behalf of her victims. News 24 previously reported she pocketed more than $1.4 million after cashing in on the policies. Madala Witness Homu, Ndlovu's cousin, was found dead and suffered head injuries in March 2012 in Olifantsfontein. Ndlovu received a 131,000 rands insurance payout after his death. Audrey Ndlovu, Ndlovu's sister, was poisoned and strangled to death in her rented room in Tembisa in June 2013. Ndlovu received a 717,000 rands and 421 rands and 17 cents insurance payout after her death. Zanele Motha, Ndlovu's niece, was killed in June 2013. Ndlovu pocketed a 119,000 rands and 840 rands insurance payout after her death. Maurice Mabasa, Ndlovu's boyfriend and father of her late daughter, died in October 2015 when he was stabbed more than 80 times in Olifantsfontein. Ndlovu received 131,000 rands payout from policies she had opened in Mabasa's name. Mayeni Mashaba, Ndlovu's nephew, was killed in April 2017. He had met up with Ndlovu the day before his body was found in Olifantsfontein after she claimed to have given him a lift. Brilliant Mashego, Ndlovu's nephew and Audrey's son. He was last seen with Ndlovu on the 22nd of January 2018 in Bushbuckridge. His body was found on the 24th of January. Ndlovu admitted in court she had taken out between 2 and 4 funeral policies on his behalf.